We're riding a reindeer.
High in the mountains of northern Mongolia, I'm having my very first reindeer riding lesson.
Yeah, it is very smooth. Okay. Wow. He literally got me in my trachea here.
We've come here to learn about the Dukha, a tiny tribe of nomadic reindeer herders who have been riding their deer for more than 3,000 years and whose very existence now hangs in the balance. Getting to the Dukha's homeland is a long and arduous process. From the traffic-choked streets of Mongolia's capital,
Thank you.
it's an hour flight to the tiny city of Murun. Our guide is Dan Plumley, an American who first encountered the Dukha more than 10 years ago and who went on to create the Totem Peoples Project, an organization that works to empower and protect nomadic reindeer herders.
They just basically grabbed me by the lapels and said, "You can't leave us. You're the only one who knows we are challenged people and we are facing extinction. We need help."
From Murun, it's 2 long days of intense off-roading through the vast and wild landscape of the Mongolian steppe.
Reindeer herders are very peaceful people, and you should never raise your voice.
Dan gives the team some tips before meeting the Dukha.
Also, reindeer are very inquisitive animals, and if you have to pee, they might follow you around because they really like the salt in your urine.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's the way it works in the taiga.
Before the final climb into the mountains, a local shaman sprinkles milk around us with a special spoon, a traditional blessing to keep us safe. The last stage of the journey is the most grueling, a 10-hour trek on horseback, crossing 3 mountains through thick mud and dense forest.
So I'm a pretty experienced rider, but that is honestly unlike anything else I've ever experienced. The toughest ride, and certainly the longest too.
And then, the first glimpse, almost surreal, of the oldest domesticated reindeer in the world.
High five!
There are 52 Dukha families living in small groups in teepees across an area of some 6 million acres. Life here is simple and hard, but the people are resilient and proud. Sanjin is a revered Dukha elder. His son is also a reindeer herder. The reindeer are our life, says Sanjin. Everything we do is connected to them. It's a great heritage from our ancestors, adds his son. Unlike most reindeer herding cultures, the Dukha raise their deer primarily for milk production. Reindeer yogurt, reindeer milk, and reindeer cheese are centerpieces of the diet.
It's very dry. Kind of sour, like a Parmesan.
Only a very small number of reindeer are slaughtered for meat. It's easy to get swept away in the dramatic beauty of the landscape and the velvety fur of the reindeer, but the Dukha face very real threats to their existence. Increased mineral prospecting, gold mining, and logging are destroying the reindeer habitat.
We need the Mongolian government to protect the traditional lands of the reindeer herders.
Okay, go ahead and pass that out.
Then there are the economic problems. When the Soviet Union collapsed, state-provided funding for the Dukha stopped, leaving them struggling to take care of themselves and their deer.
We do want to know, first of all, if anyone has any deer that need immediate assistance.
Dan brings boxes filled with veterinary supplies and tools for antler carvings, a rapidly growing source of income.
Oh.
In spite of the grave challenges, the Dukha are upbeat and love to laugh.
Can you ask them what this is for? Chu. A whip. Oh my God, that really hurt, dude.
They are starting to incorporate parts of the modern world into their lives. They use solar panel batteries and some have satellite dishes. But modernity comes at a price. Dukha children go to school far from home and are educated in Mongolian, not their native Tuvan language. More and more young people opt to move to the cities rather than face the economic hardships of their traditional way of life. Sanjin is philosophical about the situation. The young generation must decide for themselves, he says. I would miss my motherland and my deer too much. Here I feel freedom every day. Watching the Dukha with their children and their animals, it's hard not to be moved by their fate.
When we spend time with the reindeer herders, we get back to the basics, and we get back to what it really means to be human. And you can't spend time with the reindeer herders without being touched, without being shaken.
Most people will never visit this remote corner of the world, will never meet the Dukha or play with their reindeer. But they have populated these mountains for thousands of years, and advocates hope that with a little help, they will continue to do so for generations to come. For Nightline, I'm Clarissa Ward in Mingbulak, Mongolia.